Take 3. So I have been I've been very interested today in, hey, cool, where am I at? Where am I leading people into? What has been my power in the last couple of weeks, what I've been honing into. And it's very interesting to see that what I am doing in the back end is really creating a deeper leadership for seven-figure businesses. I have 2 companies now, and what I started seeing was, oh wow, I'm really creating my company different now than when I was leading my 6-figure company last year. So cool. And the reason why I wanted to show up here is because I feel this is a talk that really sets apart what it takes to lead a bigger company, what it takes to build a bigger brand. Bigger brand creation. I'm so excited for that. Like the thing is, you know, when you're still creating I don't want to say smaller business, because when you are in when you're still in creating a smaller business, I will just go with the words. I know they're not completely true, but you are most likely looking at, okay, how can I create cash? How can I create cash? How can I create cash? Right? So the intention is more on, which is perfect, right? Especially in the beginning. Yes, cash creation. It makes also so much sense because, in my last year, my focus was really on cash creation. Now my focus is more on brands, and that just it gives you a different perspective on things, because when I want to lead a bigger space, when I want to lead bigger groups, when I want to lead multiple companies, then I cannot stay only focused on urgency creation. I have to look bigger picture, and I have to look like, okay, where am I leaking energy when it comes to my brand? So for example, I have really started to create decisions to bring my company to the next level. And what that means is, for example, I started to focus on Instagram, really on iconic brand building. It's the thing that makes me most excited at this moment. It's iconic brand building, what it takes to create a multiple 6-7-figure company. I love that. And what I see is that my decision making is just different here. It's different. It's not anymore like, okay, how can we create something that brings in quick cash? No, you're looking at, what am I building? What am I building long term? Creating 2 companies. I cannot be, I cannot be only focused on money creation, because if I do that, it doesn't really bring the bigger company into fruition, because you're looking more to, we were talking outside with my partner. Like I said, like, wow, there's such a difference that I notice within myself. I'm really looking at the structure, like at the architecture of things. I'm looking more, and that this was a beautiful storytelling, like looking more at the garden than at the single plants, you know, being too focused on the smaller things that is not really taking your brand to the next level in the from a perspective of the bigger vision. I was like, wow, this is really different, because I've never let my business in this much I want to say authority or security than I have been doing that now. My decisions really are based on, okay, what is bringing me to bigger platforms? What is bringing, and even my triggers are are really connected to that. Like, what is bringing me to bigger platforms? How can I brand myself better? What is my positioning? Very different questions than I was asking myself when I was leading my six-figure company, and when the focus was more on money, basically money. And I love the phase of focusing on money, right? I love the phase of creating orgasmic wealth. That is something that I've been talking a lot about in the last year. I've been really talking a lot about, okay, you know, that was the skill set. That was a skill set. I've been really on, like, creating a skill set on higher ticket sales. Like in the orgasmic brand, there's a whole training on 5 figures on repeats. Now it starts to become 6 figures on repeats, whatever the time frame is. Maybe it's in your launch or it is somewhere else, but really being more focused on cash creation. It's a fucking beautiful skill set to hone into. But now it starts to become more clear to me, like, okay, if I want to hold 2 companies at the same time, what needs to change in my memberships? I wrote this down. What needs to change in my memberships? How can I lead both a certification, bigger groups in the certification, and also bigger groups in my own company? And that made the decision to go live on Instagram every day. Like, what the fuck? I've never ever dedicated myself to a daily commitment, because, you know, that is the same thing. Like, this is the same thing. Like, I've never been able to really dedicate myself to something daily, because I wanted kind of the freedom to be in my inspiration. And I don't say that this is different than that, but because you are more concerned about building something, your authority becomes different. It becomes different to be dedicated to something daily, because you're building something for the long run, for the bigger vision. And so being present with that daily makes it so cool. It makes it so cool, and it brings in so much, like, it brings in a different leadership. It just really brings in a different leadership, and I love that. I love the phase where my decisions are not based only on my hormones, right? Or only based on the outcome, but it's based on legacy. It's based on, okay, what am I creating? What is the bigger vision? How am I leading people into my spaces? What is important to me? What are my values? What is acceptable? What is not acceptable anymore? How am I leading myself? Am I constantly in trigger mode, constantly trying to make everybody happy, or am I determined to bring this to a bigger level? I would say that has been one of the biggest trips. The thing that I've been tripping over the last month is that there was still like an active pattern inside of my myself, and also in my brands, to be so dedicated to make everybody happy, which you don't have influence over. And so a lot of capacity was went to that. Like, you cannot not have that anymore in a bigger brand, right? You cannot have that when you're leading a team. You cannot have that anymore when you're leading bigger groups. If one person goes, are you like completely dysfunctional for a month? If so, well, maybe you need to do something about that, right? And so I did. And it's really interesting to see how much creative capacity opens up when you're really more secure within the business, within yourself, and also in your spaces, by tapping into what is the need here to stay anchored, and what is the need to like build a bigger brand to bring this to the next level. And sometimes that means closing a Facebook group, closing something else. But it also helps you to open up to bigger spaces. So I want to say one of the biggest leaps that I took was really digesting things that were happening in my mastermind and that affected me personally. And I was really like, okay, you know what? If we are creating two companies, I cannot have that anymore. So I need to deliberately feel my hurt so it doesn't continuously affect my brand. So it's also becoming more unhinged inside of your company, and that is something that is very cool to notice. Very cool to notice that the structures and the branding and the leading like people pleasing pattern is kind of being taken out, and like I'm starting to have more space and also more structure to really focus on the things that are moving my company forward, my companies forward. And that is super cool. So if you feel like, wow, you know what, I've been living the same thing, hey, like the first thing I would say is start really leading yourself from a space where you're focused on the big iconic brand, like the big fucking iconic brand that you want, and leading yourself into a deeper authority over how do you want your company to be, and make decisions to help the company move forward in that direction, instead of sticking to things that are comfortable maybe, but actually don't really bring your company forward to the next level. So cool, so cool, so cool. I can talk endlessly about this, but luckily we're coming here every fucking day. So cool. I can't wait till tomorrow. Has been a little bit uncomfortable because I'm not used to daily lives, and it is really cool to bring these kind of conversations to this space. So love this. If you have your own topics that you want to share, just bring them to the comments or to my DMs. And if you're like, what the fuck, I want this too, I want to go iconic brand, I want to go big company, then I would either invite you into iconic brands. I would either invite you into the mastermind. Sorry, I would just go into the mastermind, the Miracle Makers Mastermind. This is really for people that want to go big. If you don't feel that yet, or if you're not ready yet, then that is not the space for you. Then Orgasmic Brand would be a better space for you, because there is like a complete library of everything, every step I took to create this for myself, my multiple 6-figure, 7-figure business. I'm leading myself up to 7 now. And all the decisions up until then, like every single build up, like every single piece is in Orgasmic Brand. That is the kind of the immersive course portal where everything is there on Orgasmic Wealth, like everything on money creation, everything on nervous system regulation and leading yourself from bigger flow states, everything on the foundations of business, everything on orgasmic sales and how to create really sales that feel super alive for you. Until now, Iconic Brand, that is coming in there now. The course material is coming in there for that as well. And that is $6,000 paying full. There are, like, the payment terms are only on request. And we have the mastermind. So the mastermind is more if you really want to go full out. You want to build a big ass brand, 7 figures, 8 figures. You know you want that. And the space is really to become, like, I want to say undefined or defined, like undeniable, become really iconic in your brand and really lead the space. And this is something that I am really passionate about. And I am, hey Marlies, I am creating with so much excitement, more on brand building, more on like building out your launches in a way that is really fucking exponential, because creativity does that, right? You can have one idea and hey, my kitty, you can really turn your idea into a 6-figure launch or a 7-figure business or whatever the idea is. Creativity can do that. Creativity can really help you anchor into what it actually is that you're bringing to the space, right? What the exact impact is that you want to build, and it's really cool to start building on your frequency. So if that is more something you like, having I would say daily connection to the community, daily connection inside the group to me, then that is the space. But it is only for application only. This is for the miracle makers. This is for the people that really want to have fucking joy in their life and be excited and be self-led and be in a space where they're really anchored into themselves and move from that deeper truth and really want to be in a iconic brand. That one is 25K, or it also has payment terms, 5K to begin with, and then 2K in the upcoming months after, the 11 upcoming months after. So if that is your gig, hey Michael, then that is the space I want to direct you to. There's one thing I want to share, because there are a few spots for the Thailand retreat, Iconic Brand. This is really a place where you feel like, I want to go into an iconic brand. I'm ready to really start building out my capacity to lead. I am really ready to create a multiple 6-figure business, maybe more. That is really on, okay, what is your core signal? What is your identity? Not identity is the wrong word, but what is your core identity? Core identity is better. What is it really that wants to be shaped through you? How can we start bringing that into the brand? A DNA, I want to say. How can we really start creating the brand based on your signal? Like where you feel your bigger brand, where you feel what you're here to bring. That is the thing that we are going to start to build out within the Thailand retreat, inside of your company and inside of your branding. And that's fucking intense and super, super, super helpful, because this is really a leadership redefinition, becoming the main character of your life. Start really leading from your inner signal, from your essence, from the essence that you hold inside of yourself when it comes to bigger brand vision. And then we start making decisions based on that and bring out your brand DNA. Fuck yeah. And build out the personal branding in that way. So we have photo shoots there, so cool. And we have intensive sessions within the Thailand retreat. It is in a 5-star luxury retreat in Koh Chang. The dates are 26th of June till 29th. Very epic. I have now one place booked. There are multiple. I would say I would lead people into maximum 4, and that's it. We can go and have some fucking epic fun. Okay, if anything of this resonates, just DM me and then we'll see each other. Bye.